Hi everyone. Today I'll be going over some statements regarding education and migration related topics, and our registered migration agent here will be stating whether it is a fact or a myth. So the first statement is, education agents can give migration advice.
Hi everyone. That's a myth, mainly because as per the Migration Act, only registered migration agent or an immigration lawyer can give migration related advice.
Studying at a college has a higher risk of getting visa refused than a university level.
That's also a myth because visa refusals is mainly due to non-genuine intent of a student to study, and the university, or for that matter, the college, that doesn't really make a difference in terms of the visa refusal. So that's a myth.
Okay. Using a generic GSR/SOP is fine for visa purposes.
That's also a myth because the GSR, the Genuine Student Requirement Statement, most commonly called the SOP, that has to be tailored to your circumstances, and it should showcase your genuine intent to study a particular course with an education provider. So it cannot be generic.
Okay. When I'm on a bridging visa A, I cannot travel interstate within Australia.
That's a myth. Uh, some people get confused when they have a bridging visa A. When they have applied for another substantive visa, they get issued a bridging visa A, which becomes active when the substantive visa expires and the next visa decision has not come. So many people ask that I'm traveling from Perth to Brisbane. Can I travel? So bridging visa A is okay to travel anywhere within Australia, but if you have to go abroad, bridging visa A does not work. You have to apply for bridging visa B, which is the one that is needed for travel. So if you're in Australia, there are no travel restrictions.
I am above 36 and not eligible for subclass 485, the TR visa. If I apply for another student visa for research level studies, I will be eligible because student visa is guaranteed.
That's also a myth because there's no guarantee that just because you're progressing and taking up masters of research level studies, it is not guaranteed. Lah. So everything depends on the genuine intent to study and how you can showcase that in your GSR or SOP statement.
If the business is new, it can sponsor new workers.
That's a fact. Many people feel that if a business is new, it will not be in a position to sponsor for various employer sponsored visas. It doesn't matter. It's just that the due diligence from the department side in terms of verifying the legitimacy of the business, in terms of how the operations are being done, the business being a fairly new organization, how the financials look, how the organization is set up, the organogram, etc. So there are a lot of factors that will go in trying to assess when it's a new business, but it is possible.
Labor market testing is not a formality.
Fact. For visas like the skills in demand 482 visa, labor market testing is a mandatory requirement. So the businesses need to conduct the labor market testing as per the prescriptive measures mentioned by the department. As long as they do it, all the checks are done. But if they take that labor market testing as a very light exercise, it can harm the sponsorship opportunity.
If a job is advertised once, that's enough for labor market testing.
That's a myth. As per the labor market testing requirements, a job has to be advertised in two parallel mediums. For example, if one of the advertisement is on a platform like Seek online, there needs to be another advertisement for that same job, which can be done in parallel or one after the other, but it has to be minimum two job advertisements done.
Once I get state nomination, PR is guaranteed.
That's a myth. Now, once you express your interest for these state visas, these skill nominated visas like the 190 and the regional visa like 491. So you're expressing your interest based on certain points that you have gathered. And now the state looks at your points. If your points are competitive, they invite you for the state nomination thing. So once they get they verify your documents. If there is something wrong, if you have claimed your points, slight, I mean, in the sense that if it's wrongly claimed, then they can cancel your nomination. And when we talk about PR is guaranteed, now even if the state clears your nomination, the next step is that invitation that comes from the department. And then if you fail, for example, on health grounds or character grounds, so PR is never guaranteed.
Higher points guarantee an invitation.
That's also a myth because the common notion is that my points are higher. I will definitely get an invitation, but at the end of the day, um, a lot has to do with the occupation. Some occupations are very competitive, so even if you have higher points, the chances of getting invited is much lower than some other occupations like the building and trade construction occupations, which are priority occupations. So even if you have low points there, you can get invited.
Have been in a relationship with an Australian citizen / permanent resident for more than 12 months. We are eligible for a partner visa.
That's a fact because as per the eligibility requirements of a partner visa 801-820 visa, um, a minimum of 12 months relationship is required to satisfy the requirements of the visa. So that's a fact.
If someone else prepared my visa application, I am responsible.
That is fact. I mean, at the end of the day, when you're a visa applicant, even if you take migration support from registered migration agents or an immigration lawyer, you are equally accountable because you cannot say my application was prepared by these people. I don't know. They ticked the wrong box, and I'm not accountable. No, everything is. I mean, at the end of the day, you are accountable for everything that's there in the visa application.
Now, for the last statement for our fact or myth. If I don't respond to a department request, they will not remind me again.
That's a fact. Now, normally, the protocol in place is that the department, when they are assessing your application, if they see some missing information or if they need more clarification, they will send a notice like an S56 or an S57 in some cases where a student has finished studying and then the department cannot grant the visa because the student doesn't have a valid COE in place. So S56 or for that matter S57, department will send you those notices and they give you a deadline to respond to those notices. Now, if you don't respond to these notices, department can take a decision and that decision may not be in your favor.
Well, that is it for our video today. Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys knew some of the facts against the myths while regarding education and migration related topics. For further videos, we'll see you guys all in the next one. Thank you.
Thank you.